Hello, welcome to the first ever episode of the Hicks from the Sticks podcast. If you're listening to this right now, congratulations. You're probably the only person in the entire world listening to it, so congrats. We're going to send you a plaque in the mail right away here. We already are. We got your IP address written down, so we'll be sending that right away. But this is the Hicks from the Sticks podcast. My name is Mason Mueller. I'm one of your hosts, and my friend over here, Devin Vreend, or Sleepy Dev as I like to call him, is our other host. How are you doing today, Dev?
I'm doing all right. To be honest, we had a little bit too much fun last night, so it's a recovery day. But I'm excited.
It's a recovery day. It's Saturday, man. This is the day you're supposed to let loose.
Apparently, they let loose in Edmonton on Fridays, and
really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. That's just the way it went last night. Won't get too much into it, but I know today's a bit of a recovery day.
Oh, fair enough.
Or the second day of a bender. We haven't decided yet. We'll see.
That sounds like it should be more likely that. But
probably.
We'll have to wait and see here. But do you want to give everyone a little rundown of what this Hicks from the Sticks podcast is going to be?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. All right, so Hicks from the Sticks is an idea Mason. It was originally from Mason. Mason approached me about this idea of creating a podcast that exhibits and shows Western/rural lifestyle. So we'll have guests from all over the board, including country musicians, farmers, ranchers, tradespeople that adopt the Western lifestyle. We'll have different episodes. Like, for example, next week we're gonna have an episode on the history of a cowboy. So we're gonna do some self-research on that. We're just trying to promote rural lifestyle.
That's right. Yeah. So this is. Come join the journey with Dev and I. We are planning on doing one of these every week. So, if you want to listen to two guys who are really not that smart, try to sound like they're smart, then you're at the right place right now. But for this episode specifically, we're going to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a, kind of introduce ourselves a little more, tell everybody a little bit about ourselves, just ask each other some stupid questions, and next week, we'll get more into the meat and potatoes of what this podcast is actually going to be about.
Exactly.
Yeah. But come, if you're just driving or if you're just crushing a couple beers like we are right now, this could be the podcast for you. But, we just got some questions prepared for each other here, and who knows, we might go a little off topic every once in a while. But, hey, that's podcasting for you. So.
Exactly. We're just here for good time.
That's right.
Good time and good conversation. That's all we want.
That's all it really comes down to. So, I guess you'll get a little bit of a background from us from these questions we're going to ask. But
do you want to go first, Mace?
Yeah, sure. Here, I got one for you, Dev. Here. So, when did you first know that you wanted to pursue an education and career in the ag industry?
When I was 14 years old. It was so I got into the agriculture industry when I was 13, when my uncle invited me to work on his dairy farm just as a hired hand. So I went there for the first summer, and I was like, I kind of like this. So I came back for the second one. The second one, I did double the amount of time that I did the first time. And after that summer, I was like, this is the career path I want to go down. I didn't know exactly how I would do it or how it would turn out, but already at 14, I kind of made a decision what I wanted my life to go. Mm-hmm. So, definitely after that summer.
Summer at the dairy.
Yeah.
Well, you were looking at titties and you got all excited, so that's probably what happened.
I just love tucking on teats, eh? But, ever since I was 14, I've always wanted to be involved in the agriculture industry, whether that be in dairy, beef, or whatever. For the longest time it was dairy, and then when I went to college, I realized dairy, you can't do that. You can't just get into dairy in Canada.
No, that's something you got to inherit, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's very hard financially to get into. So I definitely broadened my horizons, and I hope to get into beef one day, like have a cow-calf. And we'll probably explore that another episode or in the future.
For sure.
But yeah. All right. Now my question for Mason start off with is where are you from? How did you get into the ag/rural lifestyle? And did you always live in the country?
Okay, so as you know, Dev, but maybe some people who are listening don't. I grew up in Tabor area, about 10 minutes west of Tabor. So T-town, kind of born and raised, and And how I got into agriculture is my family used to dairy farm actually. So unfortunately they sold it when I was around 3. But we always lived right across the road from the dairy that my family used to own. So growing up we worked for the neighbors and stuff. So that was a good way of that's kind of how I got into it all. And I feel like it's once you get into that lifestyle, you kind of just stick with it. Like it's something that you just kind of want to do for the rest of your life. Living in a city does not appeal to me at all. Right?
No, some days even living in town doesn't appeal to me
Yeah.
either. So
I will admit it is a lot more convenient. Fast food is at the freaking tip of your fingers, like
yeah,
24/7. So
especially when you've had a couple,
Yeah.
you're getting pretty silly, and you're like, oh, I want some McDonald's, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like right there.
But I mean,
So
that's I guess that's probably a bad thing. I guess as
yeah,
well.
it's bad for the tummy.
Yeah, no, that's right. Bad for the gut, that's for sure. All right, so here I got another one for you here, Dev. So I guess you guys wouldn't know this, but Dev and I both went to Olds College here in Alberta. And so overall, because you took the ag management program and you're currently taking a degree in something else, I can't remember what it is. But
Currently taking an applied science degree in agribusiness.
okay, yeah, there you go. So overall, and we're not here to point any fingers or shame anybody, but how would you say Olds College did from an educational and from an opportunity standpoint with the programs you've been enrolled in?
Uh, I would say that coming to Olds College was probably one of the best decisions I've made in my life so far. Uh, it was great not knowing a lot about ag because I took a lot of time off. I took a lot of time off in high school, just the way the situation was working out in my life. I just couldn't be involved in the industry. So when I came to Olds, it was awesome because it was very broad, and there were so many areas I could go into and so much knowledge I could absorb. So it's definitely like the best thing I've ever done. Um,
So they've done a good job. That's
oh
what
yeah,
you're saying.
oh yeah. My egg management diploma was awesome because I got a mix of everything from the business side to the plant science side to the animal science side. Um, and yeah, so that was awesome. And like the people too, like it's all about the people. Like I've met some amazing people at this place. And I have some of my best friends are just from my programs and whatever. And then also too, like when I came here, me and Mason and I met is we met through volleyball because we both played on the volleyball team too, and having that opportunity too to play for 3 years and go to school was pretty sweet as well. So I would say Olds did a good job.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right.
no,
Well, you heard it here first. 10 out of 10 recommendation from Dev. So Olds
yeah,
College, sponsor us.
yeah, yeah, give us a free hoodie or something.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe some money. Who knows?
All right, I'm gonna ask you the same question then. Why did you come to Olds College?
So originally, I didn't know what I wanted to do coming out of high school. Much like probably 90% of kids in high school right now. You don't have a zero clue what you're doing. But I kind of wanted to follow in my dad's footsteps a little bit, and I wanted to play post-secondary volleyball, right? And so Olds had given me kind of an opportunity in a sense. They said, hey, you could come here if you want. But at the time, I was kind of unsure because we didn't have the farm anymore, right? So I wasn't really gonna come here and take something ag related because I didn't really figure that I was ever gonna get into that, right? Just because I understand that you can't really buy nowadays, right? If you're just by yourself. So then I was kind of looking around, and my dad originally wanted me to become a teacher, right? He had that old farmer's mindset where, they get their summers off, they got the best job in the whole damn world. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I went for a tour up in Lakeland. Went to Lloydminster there and took a tour, and then I practiced with the team there. And the coach there, he was like, oh yeah, we'll get back to you, right, and stuff. And so he never got back to me. It was getting closer to September and stuff. I think that we were in August now at this point. And so I was like, well, fuck it, let's go take a tour at Olds. Let's go, meet the coach and stuff. So I went there with my parents, and then I was like, all right, yeah, no, I'm okay with going here, but still have to figure out something to do, right? So I was just looking on the website, and tucked away in one of the corners of the website because it wasn't marketed very good was the land agent diploma. So did a little research on that, and I was like, well, shoot, I'm gonna give this a go. If it doesn't work out, I can always take something else. But it sounded kind of interesting, so that's kind of how I ended up in Olds.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
All right, I'm gonna ask you another question then.
Okay.
Do you think that you'll ever get into teaching in the end? Do you think you'll ever go that route, or
No.
no? Now that you're a
No.
land agent, you don't think you'd ever do that?
I don't want to go back to school for that long of a period of time, and I don't want to take the financial hit that it would take to do 4 years of university caliber school. So you think about it, that's like $20,000 a year, give or take, is it not? University ain't cheap.
Not that much, but it's not cheap.
I guess it depends what you take, but I mean, then you gotta take into account all the housing and shit like that, right? So no, I don't want to. I want to get into ranching, much like yourself. So
Yeah, fair enough. So,
yeah.
I guess I was also gonna ask, where is it? Like, in the end, like, when you're doing that research, what drew you to become a land agent?
So
Why didn't you just go into like egg management or like the business side of things?
No, I don't know. I just really didn't want to do egg just because we didn't have the farm, right? So I was just opposed to doing it for that reason and that reason only, pretty much. So when I was doing my research on the land agent stuff, it was just because I was somebody who came from, grew up working on a farm, and I have these I really believe in the parts of Alberta that make up most of our economy, which is agriculture and oil and gas. Being a land agent, you get the best of both worlds there, right? And also I think the professors I had on campus, they were the best because they're all former land agents, so they're just good shits, right? Like, and it was a small class as well, so it was kind of like a family environment as well. So it was just awesome, right? So then did that for school for a bit, and I was like, well, geez, yeah, no, I really want to give this a go, right? Like, I actually want to try this out and see it through, in a sense.
And you're happy now? You enjoy your job?
Yeah.
Because you are a land agent now,
Yes,
officially.
Yes, I am official. Well, I'm an interim land agent right now, so I'm not a true land agent, but yeah, no, I enjoy it. It can be stressful at times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it is good. It's good shit. So
where do you work now though? Do you work up in the cities or?
Yeah, so I work for a company based in Calgary. Is the office I work out of, a company called Land Solutions. So yeah, no, that's where I work. But here, let me ask you one now, Dev. So if granted, most of these would probably never happen, but what would you say are your 3 most desirable interviews? Could be people who are dead as well, if you want, but what do you think?
Well, I from an athlete standpoint, because I was a former college athlete, I would love to.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Not a big deal,
yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to brag over here. But.
I know we played volleyball, which isn't like the most manliest sport in the world, but we still played college.
Yeah, we did.
So, but yeah, no. So I would say from an athlete standpoint, I would love to probably interview like Muhammad Ali, just like that mentality people talk about that he had, and just dissect his brain. And then I don't really know. I am excited. Like, I wouldn't say I really have top 3. I'm excited just to interview a broad range of people.
Okay.
And just learn something new every time, in a sense, right? Like,
no, for sure.
From talking to country musicians and learning about their life's journeys and whatever. I will say, it would be kind of cool to interview Jason Aldean.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's your go-to guy?
Yeah, I like his music. You don't?
Oh boy, I mean, he's not top of my list. Probably nowhere close, but
but I've always enjoyed his music, so
okay.
I wouldn't mind interviewing Jason Aldean. And stuff like that, and
you're gonna have so many people listening to this and be like, "Wow, that guy likes Jason Aldean. What a pussy." I'll admit, he does have some good songs. I would say his older stuff is a little better. His newer stuff, though, I don't know if you really. We can save that conversation about country music for another day. Yeah,
maybe we'll ask an actual musician what we think about his music.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, I would say for sure Muhammad Ali. I wouldn't mind interviewing Jason Aldean. And then, Yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to interview a bunch of different people.
Jesus Christ is his third one.
Actually, that would be kind of cool. Honestly, that would be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, that's
Well,
nice.
what are your top three? Because you've kind of been saying there's a couple that you wanted to interview.
Well, so obviously these ones we would never actually get. So, but I kind of have it broken down into three categories, right? I have one is sports, one's music, and then the other one I can't remember. But for sports, you got to be the great one, Wayne Gretzky,
Oh,
right?
that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how that doesn't come to mind, but that one for sure. For music, Garth Brooks.
Oh, that would be pretty sick,
Dude, have you seen the Garth Brooks documentary on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
Dude, he was huge back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, like the
That
top
was before we were
100.
even born.
Yeah, I know, I know. But like he was, if you watch it, he was in like the top 100 songs out of all genres. He was on the top there. Like he was competing against like Metallica and all these bands, and he was beating them. So like his fame and how big he was, like it would be so cool to interview him and just how they tore it up and all that stuff. But I think there's some people who claim that Garth Brooks is the reason why country music isn't true country music anymore. I don't.
He was kind of like the transition point in a sense
Yeah,
from
I
like the
guess.
old style.
But
country.
I don't understand. Well, I think what I've seen is that because like if you listen to his music, I'd say it's still authentic country music, right? Like it's not like this fake stuff that you hear nowadays. But I think the reason why people say he ruined country music is because he was getting to the point where he was selling out these huge stadiums. And people really believe that country music should be something that's on a smaller scale, where you're kind of playing in front of a smaller audience, and it's like because you really lose the vocals when you're playing in a stadium that big. But I mean, he was getting paid millions of dollars to do that shit, so you can't really blame the guy. But I feel like we could almost do a whole episode just on Garth Brooks, probably. But yeah, no, him for sure. And then the third one, I don't even know. Probably another athlete. I don't know. Somebody like Tom Brady. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, Tom Brady would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we watch him almost every other Sunday, so
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
exactly. Yeah, so he'd be kind of cool. But yeah, no, those would be probably my three. So here, let me ask you a question now. I guess
Oh, I got a good one actually. I'm gonna ask you this one.
'Kay.
All right, ready?
yeah.
Kiss, marry, kill. Carrie Underwood, Miley Cyrus, or Taylor
right.
Swift.
So this is the PG version of it, I guess.
Yes,
It's the
exactly.
Christian in him. So we're playing fuck, marry, kill here. Not kiss, marry, kill, but okay, Dev. Okay, so this is my breakdown. Okay, for this,
Yeah.
Miley Cyrus. I'm not really super keen on her, man. She's kind of gone weird.
Yeah, she did like.
She's gone weird,
How about this
man.
for Miley Cyrus? Let's go
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Okay, well that changes it then. But I would say for me, I would probably kill Miley Cyrus just because she's kind of she's just weird now at this point. Taylor Swift, you're not gonna marry her because she's gonna divorce you 3 months later. So
Hey, you've been writing a song about you too.
exactly. So then I'll just fuck Taylor Swift, and then obviously you got to marry Carrie Underwood, man.
That's a good one.
You got
That's
to.
a good one. That's a good
do you have the
choice.
same breakdown, or you?
I would have the same breakdown too.
Yeah,
I kind
okay.
of, and when I was making these questions, I was stumped to what the third one should be, and I was listening to Miley Cyrus at the time, so I was like, we'll just throw that one in there, even though I knew you'd kind of just say, well, we'll just snipper it, right off the bat. But I know.
Here, let me ask you one now. So what is it about the Western lifestyle that really adheres to you?
I would say, like the working in ag and just living that rural lifestyle. The values of the people that are in it. There's very much a family-focused industry, and very much so everyone's keen on working hard and getting stuff done and making an impact on the world. Because ag itself, like we're feeding people. Like at the end of the day, right? So
I know it really does get taken for granted, especially in these big urban centers. But well, and there's also a romance to it, right? Because you're kind of one with nature, right? Like
exactly. No. So I would say yeah, and like I've never felt like I always had a sense of achievement at the end of the day when I was working on the dairy. Like I felt like I got something done that day, and I was productive, and I was making an impact in the world. Whether that be I just supplied 100 people with a couple 4-liter jugs of milk or whatever, but You know, like
So what you're saying is I don't get anything done during the day.
some days.
Well, I guess you're not wrong there.
No. But yeah, no, I just this sense of achievement and you're always outside. You're always with nature. Like you have to work with nature, right?
No, you
like
do. You do.
can't just like say, you know what, it can't rain today. You know, like if you say that, it's going to rain.
Oh,
So,
for sure.
so yeah, just being outside, working with nature, and just making an impact on the world through production, I guess, in a sense.
No,
and
for sure.
making money and living a life through it, right? So that's a big, I would say that would be. All right. You know, let's get into the ranching side of things a bit.
Okay.
All right. So if you could ranch anywhere in Alberta, where would you ranch? And how about this too? And we'll also add in the world too, because like
So
it'd be kind of cool to like ranch in like Wyoming or something.
Yeah, no, my favorite part in in Alberta from the scenic standpoint is I really like the foothills down kind of in the southwestern part of Alberta, because then you really get the mountains in the background and you get the really nice hilly country, and coming from Tabor, everything was flatter than shit, right? Like no trees, everything's super flat. So I love like hills. I love these little characteristics. I love trees, shit like that. So I would say probably anywhere from Longview area all the way down to kind of like Pincher Creek, right? Anywhere in those kind of foothills where you have the mountains in the background, right?
Yeah, and your house is on top of a hill and you can see everything type thing.
And to be honest, that would probably be for the world as well. Like I don't think I would really want to go anywhere else. I'm a very patriotic Albertan, so
yeah, well, same here.
Yeah,
no, it's something for you listeners that aren't from Alberta. This province, it's like this weird like I don't even know how to describe it.
It's got everything except for an ocean.
Yeah, basically everything. Like, we still got beaches.
Best province in Canada.
Best province in Canada. I don't know. People, there's a lot of people that they'll come to this province and they won't leave because it's just like there's like I don't even know, like a different like energy here and stuff, and like you get a lot of stuff here that's not
the feng shui is different here, I guess. Hey, Dev.
Yeah,
he's getting all freaking hippie on us here. Okay,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the energy.
I just get emotional.
Yeah, you get so emotional. The energy just really gets to you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But yeah, no, Alberta. I don't think I would ever live anywhere else.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I don't want to.
I've thought about living in Saskatchewan, and then I went there for a day. Well, when I was having these thoughts, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
You're just too far. You get too far away from the mountains, and that.
Oh, for sure.
It's such a huge part about living here. So.
What about you then? Where would you want to ranch?
Oh, Longview, hands down.
Longview, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to be down Longview. It's also my dad's. It's kind of like me and my dad's dream too. Like my dad would love to. He would love to work on a farm or a ranch in Longview now, but he established his life in the city, so it's not really something he can do now. But
no, for sure.
I would definitely, Longview.
Yeah, no, that's nice country out there for sure. All right, here's one for you. So if you hadn't gone to Olds College, and obviously you don't know, you can't predict this shit, but if you hadn't gone to Olds College for school, what do you think you'd be doing nowadays?
Nowadays, so when I was initially, I don't know, because like the thing is like. I've always been so set in stone from when I was like a younger age, right? 13, 14. I was already like, this is what I'm going to do in life. So I guess like, and I did think about, you do think about these types of things. Like, I mean, like when you milk for so many hours, you think a lot.
Yeah. Your mind goes a little squirrely. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, I bet you I've thought about this a bit and stuff, but I would say if anything, for me, it was either I went into ag or I went into the military.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Military.
Yeah.
Dev, I don't think you could do the military, man. You're softer than baby shit, man.
I'm a soft guy, so I knew like that would be hard, but I like the structure of it and everything, and just like how it's also structured.
Yes.
And stuff. But like I didn't know what else I would get into. I don't know. Maybe operating equipment like a backhoe or something like that, or whatever, or excavator. But yeah, I was so set in stone going to ag, from a younger age. I didn't even think twice about
Yeah.
where else. So right now,
No, fair enough. Yeah.
where I am right now in this living room is where I thought I would be, to be honest. Well, kind of, but
Perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you're right on track then, so that's good to hear.
All right, I'll ask you one. Oh, let's look at this list. Let's go. All right, here's a question. If
Okay.
your father still had the dairy farm, say he's just still at the dairy farm,
Mm-hmm.
would you be dairy farming with him today?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then what aspect of the farm would you be like specialized in? Would you be like more of a cow guy, or would you be like in the field more so, or a mechanic?
I feel like I would probably, and I never got to do this because the Mennonites always did it, but I feel like I would be a little bit more of a field and equipment kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's kind of, you almost get told what you have to do in a
Yes.
sense.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's kind of why a lot of family farms, lots of families get torn up because of farms, because people get a little too agitated from each other. But I would probably prefer to do more of the field and the equipment side of things. But my dad, when my dad and uncle farmed together, my dad was more of the herdsman, and then my uncle was kind of more of the field guy. So I wouldn't be completely surprised if I was more of a herdsman as well, just because I would probably be hanging around my dad a little more often, right? But,
Well, and even looking at your family dynamic now, like your brother Seth, he's a mechanic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
do you think then he would be more of a field crop then? He'd take that on more?
yeah, I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to say, but I would definitely still be working on there for
Yeah.
sure, right? Without a doubt.
And then, so I guess we kind of already answered this, but do you want a farm or ranch in the future?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
That's kind of the
spoiler alert
dream.
here, Dev and I want a ranch together in the
Yeah.
future. We've kind of been egging at it a little
Yeah.
bit. So
We'll go into it another day once we kind
yeah.
of have things more set in stone, but that's kind of the goal. At the moment is to build a ranch. We're thinking maybe in the Badlands, where it's a little tougher, but
where it's cheaper.
right, but it's cheaper, way
That's right,
cheaper.
way
So
cheaper, yeah.
no.
Here, let
But
me ask you
I
a
guess
question.
actually I got another question though.
Okay.
Did you ever think about building your own dairy farm at one point?
No,
No?
never even crossed my mind.
No.
No. Well, I guess maybe I had the conversation with like Caleb, my older brother, but it's just financially you can't do it, right? Like regardless of if you would want to do it or not, it's just not possible because you'll never recover from that debt, right?
Yeah,
So,
quota would kill
Quota.
ya. Yeah.
Yeah, quota.
Considering, well, even did you see prices nowadays in Alberta?
No, I don't
quota?
even look at that shit.
It was over 50,000 a kilo.
Really?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty high right now. It's not pretty at all.
Yeah. All right, here, let me ask you a question. What is your mortal enemy?
My mortal enemy. My haters. I don't
Your
know.
haters?
My
Yeah, you got a
haters.
lot of haters, Dev?
No. Oh, no, I wouldn't say so. I don't think I'm a hated guy. At least I don't think so. Maybe.
Here, let me answer this question for you. Gluten is your mortal
Yes.
enemy.
Yes. Yeah, I am celiac. I figured it out the hard way too because in my first year, all I did.
You know what?
was-
We don't have to get into this, Dev, because nobody wants to hear about you having the shits.
Fair enough. And we don't have to explain the whole process either. What happened?
Yeah, let's just save everybody the imagery there.
All right. Your favorite? Okay, so we're both Dutch. Both
Yes.
came from Dutch families.
Dutch boys, yes.
Both also came from very big families, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of food tossed around.
Yes.
What's your favorite Dutch food?
I really love my favorite all-time croquettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like deep fried. I don't even know what just deep fried roast beef in a sense or something like
Basically,
that. Yeah, it's
it's
so,
so
good,
good.
man. So good.
Oh, do you know what my favorite is though? Oliebollen.
Yeah.
So just deep fried batter with raisins.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Oli
A little bit
Bowling.
of ice
little
and
bit
sugar
of yeah,
on it.
a little bit of sugar
I'm
on
getting
there.
hungry.
That's good, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as everybody who's listening to this, which like I said, is probably only one person. It's probably my dad.
And that's just
anyway.
because he's on in 2 weeks, so he's got to
Yeah.
realize what he's getting himself
Yeah,
into.
exactly. So Dev and I used to actually be somewhat athletic. I got a bit of a barrel on me now, but if you could be a professional athlete in any sport, which would you choose and why?
I wouldn't. Well, probably baseball. I'd probably do baseball.
Yeah.
I grew up playing a lot of baseball. I played baseball for like 9-10 years when I was younger. I also come from a very baseball family. Like we literally have a batting cage in our garage.
Really?
That my dad built. Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I would say baseball. Plus, like if you get good enough, you get paid a lot of money.
No, you do.
Just
You
to
really
sit
do.
there, catch a few balls, and eat sunflower seeds. So.
I guess Mr. Vereen won't want to hear this then, but baseball's kind of a stupid sport.
It's
It's so boring to watch, man. I
It
will
can
admit though.
be.
I will admit though. I played in a slow pitch league this summer. It's super fun to play, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's so boring, man.
Well, I like. I mean, going to baseball games is one of the like my favorite events to go to, just because like it's a very few sports where you can just get up in the middle of the game and just walk around.
Yeah, that's because
grab
there's
some
nothing
food.
going on. Half
Yeah,
the time,
exactly.
so-
But it's kind of nice. I enjoy it. I'm more of a relaxed guy, so I like
Yeah,
that.
I
So
guess. I don't know. I think it's got to be a little more exhilarating, but
Fair enough.
yeah.
All right. Here's a random one.
Okay.
If you could be in any movie, what role would you be?
In any movie. I mean, it's hard not to say, like, in the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah.
It's hard not to say that just because if you get in one movie there, you're probably going to get into more.
Mm-hmm.
And they pay you the big bucks to do that shit, right? And
Exactly.
then everybody knows you, right? Like, you'll be, like, a top-tier celebrity, which, I mean, I guess I wouldn't necessarily want that, but...
Yeah. Well, then, like, what superhero would you want to be though? Like, if you
I
could.
don't freaking know. You think I read the comics? I don't know what they haven't taken yet.
No, you like
Oh,
for
you
an
mean
example,
like
I would want to be Spider-Man because then you just get a little closer to Zendaya in the movies. That's just me.
Oh, okay. Settle
Yeah.
down there, Dev.
I know.
Keep
Homo-
it in your pants. All right? I don't know. I really liked Thor.
Thor, yeah.
Thor's good shit, but I also like Ant-Man. He's kind of sick. But Thor is definitely the coolest. I'd want to be Thor. Yeah, I'm going with that.
All right.
You said Dev would be Spider-Man because he wants to smash Zendaya.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, there. Let me ask you another one here. What is your biggest impulse purchase?
My biggest impulse
Yeah,
purchase.
so because I guess I'm kind of shitty with my money, but
we're both.
I can be very cheap as well though. So it depends what kind of mood I'm in that day.
Oh, biggest impulse purchase. The problem is like I don't spend a lot of money. Like I and if I do, it's like I really I try and think about it.
Yeah,
I still usually go
You're
with
a
my
pretty
gut.
calculated guy, so you might not even have an impulse purchase.
No, I think if anything was an impulse purchase, but it wasn't, was actually my car that I have. Because it kind of just came out of nowhere. Like the guy we knew was a family friend. He's just selling it. And I was already looking at like 2 or 3 different trucks or whatever. And then I guess I did do some calculations. I was like, you know what? I'll be saving a couple grand or more, like a bunch of money buying a car, especially through college, right? With fuel and everything, and insurance as a dude. So, yeah, no, I would say my car because it was kind of just like we did do a little bit, but that and any of my ski stuff.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily an impulse purchase though, because you actually use it. Like,
Yeah, I
here,
use
let
it
me
quite
give
a
you
bit.
an example. There's one time where I literally just walked into this mall in Medicine Hat, and I saw a pair of sunglasses that I thought were cool, and I just bought them because I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
$220 sunglasses. I just thought they were cool.
Are they still functioning today or are they broken?
No, I still got them. They're freaking Oakleys, man. They're good.
Ooh,
They're good.
fancy.
They're the anybody listening to this probably doesn't know what the specific sunglass is, but it's the Wind Jacket 2.0. They're literally for like cross country skiing, so they like cover your entire face.
Oh, nice.
So I look like the biggest douchebag when I wear them. So that's why I don't really wear them that much anymore.
Yeah, no. No, I just don't really have one, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, so then what is your biggest pet peeve?
Pet peeve? I tolerate a lot of shit, so I don't know if I have one. I tolerate a lot of your shit too, so.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true.
Gas prices, man.
Gas prices, that's yours. I don't get? I was up in Edmonton and it was 5 cents cheaper up there.
It usually is the more north you go. What I don't understand is when I went for Christmas when I went down south, it was in Redcliffe. It was 128.
Really?
128, and it's 140 here still.
Yeah, that's
And
nuts.
it's usually more expensive down in the Tabor, Lethbridge
all
area.
summer I was down. I worked in Tabor all summer, and it was $1.42 the whole summer.
Yeah. So I don't understand what's going on here. Like I don't understand it.
It's literally just Central Alberta. That's really
I know,
pricey.
like, dude, I spend so much money on fuel. Like, I should probably almost buy a car. Like, but
The truck's
I also
pretty nice.
I just like driving a truck too much though. So
The truck is nice. I wish I had a truck.
yeah.
If you could have any truck, brand new, brand spanking new, and what's like?
So
what
it
would
has
you
to be
get?
a new truck then.
It doesn't. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be a new truck.
Dream truck, first gen Cummins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they had the dashboards that could break with your fist.
I mean, if you punch any dash hard enough, you could break it. So.
Probably.
Because his dad had a second gen, and actually we still have it. But first gen Cummins, man, the old square body.
Ooh,
Those are nice.
fancy.
But if I had a new one, and obviously my bank account wouldn't like it because it would be even worse on fuel than my truck is now. But those new Ram TRXs.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah, the one that have the Hellcat engine in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way. I wouldn't need that much horsepower, but
Yeah. Man, I drove for the one summer. I drove an F-350 dually. Nah, I know. I like them. I like the power
dualies.
strokes.
The power strokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've always been a Ford guy, though, eh?
Yeah, I've always kind of been a Ford
Yeah.
guy. One of my flaws, I guess, but it is
yeah,
what
it
it
is
is.
kind of a flaw.
Yeah. All right. I'll find another question here.
Okay, shoot.
Favorite country musician or two?
I can't really answer that because I go through like these different phases where I'll like a favorite. I can't answer that. I listen to way too much music to be able to answer that.
And who's your top guy right now that you're listening to?
top guy right now? Well, I've been listening to a lot of Zach Bryan, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's his favorite. But I really like a lot of his music, right? But I don't know. I can do you have a favorite? I feel like nobody really has a favorite.
I do like a lot of Jason Aldean stuff again. I know I brought that up again, but so Jason Aldean, if you're here listening to this, we'd love you on the podcast.
Right, yeah.
Actually, do you know who's one person we want on the podcast who's in Alberta?
Yeah,
born
and
and raised?
this guy, when I was back in middle school and high school, he if you asked me this question, I would have said he's my favorite. Paul Brandt.
Yeah.
Paul Brandt. Yeah, we're coming for you, Paul Brandt. We're gonna get you on the pod, man. We're
Yeah.
gonna get you on here, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, we'll come down.
Yeah, we'll come wherever you are.
We'll bring
We
the beer,
care.
don't worry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
All right, I got another one for you.
Okay.
Again, we're gonna go back to the Dutch
Okay.
thing.
Dutch. Yes.
Did you guys have any family traditions? Did you guys do the Dutch stuff at the Sinterklaas and all that type of stuff?
My dad didn't marry Dutch, so I can't speak a lick of it, right? And because he didn't marry Dutch, we didn't really we hardly ever had Dutch food even, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, every Christmas we'll have a Mueller Christmas where, my whole dad's side of the family will come together. And usually at those, there'll be lots of Dutch food and stuff. But for the most part, we didn't really do that much Dutch things, right?
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, maybe that's a bit different because all of my grandparents immigrated from Holland.
Yeah,
So
see, my dad.
I come from a full Dutch bloodline.
Yeah, because my dad, he was the first generation. He's came over on a boat.
So you're second gen Dutch, technically. And I'm third. I'm second, or you're first generation Canadian, I guess. And I'm second generation Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I grew up in Macomb, which is at the most
Big Dutch town.
It's a big Dutch town, a lot of Dutch dairy farmers. So I did a lot of Dutch traditions like Sinterklaas and stuff like that early on in my life. We don't really do them anymore, but I did the one kind of Canadian Dutch things that have oliebollen on New Year's Eve
Okay.
and stuff, and we'll just gather in a shop and we'll make oliebollen because
Yeah.
it kind of stinks to make, but it's so good to eat. So I'd say that was definitely mine. That's one memory I vividly remember as a kid growing up in Macomb. So
Okay, yeah. No,
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Dev, who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
who's gonna win the Super Bowl? I don't know. We watched Green Bay play the other day, and they did pretty good.
Dude, they've been the most consistent, I think, all season.
Yeah, I would think that.
But I mean,
Or
you can't
Tom
you
Brady.
you can't count Brady out. That's
You
for
can't
sure.
count Brady out. And you know what? You guys. Well, you and Nick got me hooked on football because there's
Well,
been.
this is the first year I've ever watched it, but yeah, no, it's freaking awesome, man.
It's how we spend our Sundays, people.
Yeah, yeah, usually.
We're two very single dudes, and even when Nick was here,
Yeah.
and we would just sit there and
Well, we'd usually
watch
be
football.
kind of recovering from the night before as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's good, just relaxing thing to do on a Sunday. That's for sure.
exactly. All right. Oh, I'm running out of questions already.
Yeah, I'm just getting pretty low here as well. Here I got one here. So, obviously the dream is to ranch together someday, right?
Yes.
But I know that you truly did fall in love with the dairy side of the industry,
Yeah.
right? First, and even though it is, pretty much impossible to buy a farm nowadays, if you could farm anything, if you could have any kind of farm, what would you have and why?
Robotic. I would have a robotic dairy farm.
No, you don't want a chicken farm?
No, I don't want the chicken farm. But apparently, we learned this at Boston Pizza that there's a chicken wings shortage out there right now.
Yeah.
So if anybody that's listening knows anything about this, we would love to have you on because
Yes.
like we were baffled because
I
we
don't
couldn't get our
understand
chicken,
it.
we couldn't get our wings on Wednesday.
Well,
Kind of sucked.
they only had the boneless ones, so then you couldn't order that.
Yeah, I had to get one of them gluten-free cauliflower crust pizzas, and just it didn't hit the same. So, yeah, no. If anybody knows about the chicken wing shortage, and if that's like a producer problem or a manufacturer
I
problem,
don't understand why would there be a shortage?
well, and it's like they're not giving out chicken quota anymore.
I know, but
So
even
yeah,
still,
obviously
like,
there's a lot of there's
no way the population has increased that much over like a year that they've.
so I wonder if it's like a supply chain issue. Maybe this stuff that's coming up from the States. Maybe I don't know.
maybe yeah.
If anybody knows, let us know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can leave comments on Apple Podcasts, but if you can,
Well, we're gonna set up a social media account, so
Yeah.
we haven't done that yet. We're kind
work in
of
progress.
we're slacking.
But-
So the one person who's listening to this, if you
if you know,
if you know
about our
anything
chicken-
about the chicken crisis in Canada,
Yeah.
then give us a shout. We'll probably let you know what our Instagram tag is in our next episode here. But
just getting
yeah,
started though.
but it's just But then you can DM us, and also we want to make sure it's known that we want this to be an interactive podcast. Constructive criticism never hurt nobody unless you're softer than baby shit. So
Exactly.
so we'll take any feedback anybody wants to give us. If there's any topics that you specifically want us to talk about and do research on and potentially get an interview for, then feel free to let us know, and we'll try our best to do that. But we're trying to please everybody while also having fun at the same time. So
Exactly.
so yeah, feel free to reach out for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, back to your question, I guess. I would get a robotic dairy. I think robots are cool. I think it's kind of nice too. The idea, like I do like the idea of when you milk your cows every day, you're able to see the cow 2 to 3 times a day. And you're able to see the conditions in. And when you have robots, it's more self-sufficient, which is also positive in the same aspect because then you don't need there's not as many components to the dairy.
Yeah.
And you don't feel so bad just to do chores in the morning and then leave, right? And
Yeah.
go do something for the day. Take the kids out on the boat or whatever and stuff. So,
Because, that's definitely, I would say, one of my biggest criticisms of not wanting to own a dairy farm as well is that it's debatably one of the
I would say it's like the one toughest jobs in the world.
It's the toughest because every day the cow's got to get milked, twice or 3 times a day. The cow, you can't take a day off for that. So unless you have hired hands, you're not going anywhere, right?
Exactly. Like we had family friends, and they owned a dairy for 5 years, and the guy, they couldn't have hired hands. He worked every single day for 5 years.
Well, and
Twice a day.
I think that's one of the reasons why my dad and uncle decided to sell as well, right? Because, even when my parents wanted to go and do like a Europe trip, right, and go all over Europe, my dad had to like teach my uncle how to AI and shit like that, right?
And how to like synchronize all the cows and whatever.
So that my mom and dad could leave for a month, right? And then also on top of all that milking and all of that, herd health and all that other stuff, you still got your harvest and you've still got your silage you have to do and all that kind of shit, right? So there is so much stuff to do when it comes to dairy farming.
So that's why
right?
I'd go with the robotic dairy. That's me. And I would hope for like about 150 to 200 cows probably.
Okay,
it's a good number. Like I milk at a place right now that's 200, and that's a good number of cows. Like you're still profitable, but like it's not like you're doing thousands.
Not overwhelming.
Not overwhelming too, right? So yeah, I would say I'd definitely do like a robotic dairy. But yeah, came to college, saw the numbers, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much.
so now the dream is to build a cow calf ranch somewhere here in Alberta, hopefully, and do it with the fellas, you know.
Do it with the fellas, yeah. Do it with also with Nick, who's down in Florida right now.
Yeah.
Screw that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I was him.
Yeah.
Did he also send you a picture of the ocean today too?
Yeah.
I flipped him off.
Yeah.
Text.
And it's like, screw you, pal.
Yeah,
But
but he
yeah.
is planning on coming back though, so I'm excited
Yeah.
if he does do that. So.
No, I hope he does. Yeah, he's good shit. But yeah, so you got any other topics you want to talk about? Is there any world events that are
World events. Well,
that
we
are
did
on
talk
your
about
mind?
chicken wing shortage.
Yes.
That's a big issue for
that
me.
is a big issue? Yes.
Because I want my chicken wings.
Yeah, we need new government here because we're clearly the government can't keep up with the amount of chicken we're
Yeah,
eating.
exactly. Or we got to be giving out more chicken quota.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, and I think for people that are like, "Oh, what's the dairy quota and chicken quota?" I think we're gonna get into that one episode. I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll
we'll get
explain that in
into
the
it.
future.
I feel like most people probably know what that is, but
But
I guess not
if
everybody.
we have any Americans are listening, they won't understand fully what we are talking about.
No, that's true. That's
Or
true.
I guess anybody else in the world. It's very much a Canadian thing.
Mhm.
So, but I mean, the milk does taste better, so
Oh,
it's good. It's a very
tastes way
positive
better.
thing. Just expensive.
Oh yeah. Big time.
I don't think I really have much else. We went through all the other questions, you know, and we kind of, like I said, this is a very open-ended podcast in a sense. So,
Mhm. Yeah, no, this is just introductory in a sense, so you guys can get a little bit of a sense of who we are, what we're all about. You know, if you kind of have similar mindsets with us, or if you vibe with us, then that's good. Most of you probably don't.
I guess we'll have to figure out it.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. That'll that definitely time will tell for sure. But yeah, no, we're planning on releasing this, I guess, Sunday night.
Every Sunday night.
Every Sunday night. That's the game plan. And, the more that you guys support us, the more that we are motivated to do this bigger and better. And, maybe we can get to the point where we're doing it twice a week. Who knows?
Maybe even 3 times. Who knows?
Well, I don't know about that. But I guess we'll have to see.
We'll
It depends how much support there is. So, feel free to give feedback. And, other than that, how long have we been going on for?
Long enough, I think.
Well,
it's getting close to dinner time, too. You know?
What is long enough?
Oh, we've been going for about 45 minutes now.
45 minutes. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good introductory episode. And
Yeah.
and like we already stated, we're gonna do the history of cowboys next week. So feel free to tune in for that. We've been doing some research. We got some facts.
Got some real facts.
Yeah, straight from the fact book. So
straight from Davis's fact book.
yeah, straight from Uncle Dave. So we got the facts there. So feel free to tune in next week, and you learn a thing or two. I've already just doing research. There's a lot of cool shit that I've already learned.
I'm excited.
So
I'm
there's
excited
some
for it.
pretty resounding facts that we're gonna drop next week. So I'm excited for that. So I hope you guys are as well. But other than that, you got any other notes there, Dev?
Nope. Sign it
right.
off here, Mace.
Sign off. All right. Remember, for the one person listening to this, the plaque is in the mail already. So you should be getting it between 2 and 3 business weeks. We're not paying lots for shipping, so
it's just going through Canada Post.
Yeah, it's going to be slow. So again, thank you for listening, and
We'll see you next week.
we'll see you next week. Love you guys.